YTBC, what's the deal? So I was just on BoxingScene.com and I seen that old Victor Ortiz is making a comeback. He's going to be on the PBC card that will air on NBCSN on December 12th. His last two outings I seen Victor Ortiz fight was the Collazo fight that he got knocked out. Nobody suspected that or expected that knockout to happen. And then he had a comeback fight that a lot of people miss, don't even know that he fought. It was on Showtime Extreme. It's here on YouTube. He fought Manny Perez. I think he stopped him in like the third round. Kind of a questionable stoppage too. I thought Draculich kind of stopped that prematurely, but it looks like, in that fight Ortiz was giving him hands. and But they set a good pace the first round. Ortiz is there to get hit. But he still shows some flashes of some speed and some power, some combinations. But I just don't know where his heart and his determination is once he steps in there with a guy that's a name guy like a Collazo or a Lopez. We know when he's at his best what he looks like when he fought Berto, but then he had some questionable behavior, just behaving as a fighter, in my opinion. In the Maidana fight and the Mayweather fight, and a few of his fights, man, just he didn't behave like a fighter. In my opinion, for the Manny Perez fight, he hooked up with Diaz. He trained with him. I know he trained 13 weeks for the fight. So, he is willing to go into these long training camps, 13 weeks. That's a lot of time for a training camp. So he took the Perez fight and his preparation coming back. He took it seriously, but nothing jumped off the screen, in my opinion, when I watched the Perez fight. He actually got hit a lot in that fight, in my opinion. And they set a good pace. He can throw a lot of punches. He will throw a lot of punches. But Perez was easy opposition that night, in my opinion. Perez had 10 losses. He did only get stopped once in his 10 losses prior to the Ortiz fight. But who would you guys like to see Ortiz in there with? I know this fight on the 12th, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a short notice guy that we probably never heard of, or maybe we have heard of him and he's a journeyman type. If he looks good in this fight and win like he's supposed to, who do you guys want to see him fight? I don't want to see him in a title shot, not yet. I would like to see a Berto rematch, even a fight with Alexander or even a Zab Judah at this point. But it depends on what Ortiz has left. A fight that I really would like to see, although Rios just lost to Bradley and he announced his retirement, said he can't get up for the sport anymore, doesn't have the passion for it. And Rios is a young guy that seemed to burn out. There's a lot of guys, sometimes they burn out young, man. Fernando Vargas is a guy I remember kind of burning out young. So sometimes it happened, man. But, I would love to see Ortiz versus Rios, but I know Ortiz, I know Rios said he's retired, but maybe a fight with Ortiz, maybe next year sometime, maybe that'll get him up for the fight. We know they have a history, but I don't know. Are you guys happy to see Ortiz back? Do you think he'll even make a dent? I don't know what this is going to be campaigned at. I believe 147, I'm sure. But I haven't seen an opponent selected yet. Definitely going to check him out, see what Ortiz has left. He does have power. I mean, he has the power to compete at the division. It's just his heart and his determination and his focus. I don't know where it's going to be at. I've seen this guy smile and be happy after being stopped in fights. So you just don't know where he's at sometimes. He's just a different character, man. I'm not, I have nothing bad to say about Ortiz, but he's just different. You know what I mean? It's just, some of his behaviors is just questionable to me, but I'm going to watch the fight, going to support the fight, and see what old Victor Ortiz got left. YTBC, I'm out.